Hello and welcome everyone to LeapxHuma, and this is LeapXLeader's Entrepreneur Edition, in which your personality coach Huma Sheikh is going completely vocal for local. In this edition, we are not only bringing you the story behind Founders Chair, but also their story, their struggle, and their learnings. And I hope by the end of this video, you are going to learn a lot. So, for this episode, I have brought you a very great speaker who is not only mentor, trainer, founder, and also career strategist. She also has a massive audience on her Instagram, and also she's a YouTuber. So, please, everybody, welcome Urvashi Chawla.
Thank you so much, Uma, for that lovely introduction.
So, how it's been? How are you?
I've been doing well. Like you saw, like you said, there's so many things I keep doing. So I think it's going good.
Great, great. So, guys, when I was looking for my entrepreneur editions, whose people I'm going to interview and everything, so I was searching for a lot of people, and when I saw Urvashi's account, so on my part, Urvashi, I am really intrigued by the people who are in training industry, and specifically when we talk about women. A lot of people think, being personally trainer by myself, a lot of people think that it's an HR field sort of thing, and women are very good at HR and everything, but actually it is not. It takes a lot of guts to come in front, to guide somebody, to mentor somebody, and be a public speaker. So, Urvashi, how your journey started? What was the story behind, having this particular career? And I know that people who are belonging from training industry, they have charismatic confidence. So, what is your story behind it?
So about the charismatic confidence, I guess it comes over the time. So to start about my story, I think I can know how Steve Jobs said, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. And now if I look back, I think I can connect the dots right back from my childhood. बचपन में कैसे टीचर खेलते थे. So yes, but then even beyond that, since my childhood, I've always enjoyed reading books related to self improvement. So I had read Power of Subconscious Mind, You Can Win, all this before I completed my 10th grade. And later on, when I had to choose a career, I think people told me to go for something which is more professional course. And since I always enjoyed doing science and mathematics, obviously engineering was the choice that everyone suggested for me to go forward. And my family is from engineering background, so मैंने भी सोचा, if nothing, I can always maybe join my dad's business or something. So let me do engineering. And then when you go for when you're in your college, 90% of the students are confused what they want to do in their career.
Right.
So I was just like them. In final year, I was preparing for my masters in engineering, and I was also sitting for campus placements which were in IT industry, which I'm not at all interested in. Neither is my engineering and IT industry. I was an electronic engineer. So my friends were, you won't believe, they were actually betting whether she'll go for higher studies or whether she'll go for placements. And it turned out that since I got a placement, I decided, how it's always a fancy to work in an MNC, big corporate offices and all. So that was really interesting for me. Even though the work that was going to be given, like as a software engineer, that was not interesting. But just because it was an MNC, I thought, let me join that company. And that's where I started my career off. So in L&T Infotech, we had this 5 days of corporate training, and we had this amazing trainer, Shaina. I don't know, I'm not still able to find that lady somewhere. I try to find her on LinkedIn everywhere. Probably, hopefully she'll find this video somewhere and she'll connect
Yes,
with
I
me.
hope.
Yes. So that trainer, she taught us all these skills, and those 5 days I was really happy. Going there, I was contributing, I was having a conversation. So being a last bench student in my college days, I became a first bench student for those 5 days campus to corporate training program. So I was very happy, and I worked there for almost a month. There was training, technical training, all of this, and I got a final year result. So in my result, I had got a KT, so I failed in one subject. and if you're failing in a subject, that means you're not graduating, and if you're not going to graduate, that means you cannot continue to work there. So they told me, once you clear off this backlog and once you get your graduation degree, only then you can join back. Till that time, tata bye bye. So I think that was a moment where I have been most sad in my life, because I lost my very first job. Masters ka jo plan tha, that was also, I had given it back long back, and my friends are all earning. I started a job and I lost that. I got my first engineering KT. So all this was, too much to take in, and I've always been a very career ambitious girl, that I want to achieve something, I want to achieve something. But then I was like, now lost. Now what do I do? But then, like they say, when you are most depressed, or no, I wouldn't say depressed, but most sad, when there's darkness, you see light very clearly. So in that darkness, I could I stopped, and I was watching a lot of TED talks, which I always used to enjoy since my childhood. So I came across a TED talk which said, people are climbing the ladder leaned against the wrong wall or no wall at all. So I that kind of struck me, that yes, I've always been thinking that I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to climb the corporate ladder, they say. But then I'm not sure which ladder am I climbing. Why am I sad about losing the job that I didn't want at first place? It was never my dream to become a software engineer. So if I'm losing that opportunity, why am I sad? So that was a point that I decided that I need to decide my own career. I need to decide what I wanted to do. And then the ikigai, they say, you have to choose a career where you are passionate about it, where you have the skill set, where you are interested. Okay, so for me, I feel skill set comes the last part for making a decision, because like you said, for a trainer, they have to be comfortable in speaking in front of a huge crowd, which I was not at all comfortable. And I had the knowledge, I loved reading those books, but when it comes to speaking, I was terrible. I was forced to speak in my college days. Jabardasti ka, they told me you have to give a speech, and I you won't believe it, I was blank on the stage. I had no idea what my speech, what to say. I was so nervous. Then, luckily I had a piece of paper in my pocket. So I removed that and I started reading from that. So that was my fear of public speaking. But then I thought, remembered that, L&T mein jo corporate trainer wala jo job role tha, that is something that probably I'll enjoy doing it, because I love talking about those topics. I love talking about confidence. I love talking about campus to corporate. So I thought, okay, skills I can develop, but I should choose a career that I can be happy doing it.
Right.
So then I went on to do a certification course around it, tried to explore the field, and thankfully I am in a level where I'm happy doing my job, and I'm so grateful that all these things happened in my life, because other than that, I would have been in an MNC, working in front of a computer, coding something, and kind of hating my life. So I think it is very important that one takes charge of their career instead of letting life happen to them.
So I can see like there is a whole roller coaster going on. When you look back, you must have realized, oh my god, my life has been quite a roller coaster, right? And I can definitely relate to you, because same with me. I was a salesperson. I did my MBA since 9th standard. I was like, मुझे saleswoman बनना है. I want to be a salesman. And then I pursued everything. I came to this particular city, Pune, just to pursue MBA. And when I had the job. But as you said, that when you hear your passion, like corporate trainer, it just strikes you that maybe it is something, it just attracts you. And the same thing happened with me. I hated my first job. I failed. Every time I tell my audience as well that I completely failed as a salesperson in an organization. Whereas a lot of time when you worked following your passion, you see that you have the skills. It was just that profession that was not coping up with you. So yeah, this is, I guess, all the people who are out there who are quite afraid that shall I go for my passion or not, they can really learn that it's never a perfect time to see that what is my profession or not. You have a passion, you go and follow it, right? Urvashi, when we talk about all this roller coaster ride, all the failure and all the success as well, So when you look back, do you feel that everything, whether it's pursuing engineering, because when we pursue a degree and then we pursue a different profession, sometimes we have this guilt that I wasted that time, or maybe I wasted that money. So when you look back, do you feel that the all the challenge, all the feeling of failure was worth it?
Um, so, like you said, I do often feel that I should have done psychology. I always enjoy reading it about it. So, even now that the new education policy is out, I really wish I was there. At least with engineering, I could have taken at least one subject of psychology. Yeah. So, I do feel that way. But at the same time, I do feel that my engineering degree holds some value. Today, I'm teaching communication skills, but I have a capability of teaching communication skills to engineering students, whereas
Right.
other communication skills trainer won't be able to do that. There is a lot of things with pertaining to communication skills for engineering. For example, how to write instruction manuals, or there are a lot of things in technical writing.
Right.
So those things, I am able to do that also. So I'm adding one. So my engineering degree does come into picture when I can go and pitch at other trainers. Even though they're good with communication, they won't be able to do that. Even with resume, you know there are a lot of engineering resumes where a lot of they write about technical projects. And my brother long back had given his resume. He's also an engineer from IIT Bombay, and he had given his resume to someone else to help him make a resume. So they made all the changes except for the technical part where he was mentioning his project, because obviously, other people may not know what is written over there and how to beautify it.
Right.
But I think, being an engineer, I can manage technical world and a non-tech world also, because I've been working in the non-tech world side. Obviously, it has not been a piece of cake for me to reach where I am today. Of course, I have a long way to go, but even to reach to this level, there has been a lot of challenges. There's a lot of kickbacks. But then I think those were all worth it, because they made me even stronger. They made me realize that it can be done, because a lot of time you hear all those people saying follow your passion, and a lot of times you have this doubt.
Right.
So, like you say, you're take a leap. So I took a leap, and today I landed on my feet. So I'm happy about that. So those were
Right.
obviously worth it.
Right. And now that you just bring that word doubt, about doubt, so there are a lot of women out there of our age, and not only women, everybody, there are a lot of people who have self doubt. Like, if you don't go in front of, in schools, in colleges, students who are sitting, who are backbenchers, often they ignore to come in front and speak. We have to literally drag them that come and speak, because they possess a lot of talent. Even the girls as well, who just keep quiet. I remember once I was in engineering college, and I told the girls that please speak up, say something. Because so anybody who is out there who feels self doubt, even like anybody, you can become what you want to become. You can be confident, because as you're I'm getting to know more about your experience. There are a lot of people who can relate you, because like when somebody says that I am perfect and they become more perfect, that's not that much motivated. When somebody admits that, yeah, I had this drawbacks, but then you are actually kind of self learned person, right? Because you learned all this communication thing, everything on your own. So yeah, you guys can also learn. So that is really great, Urvashi. Now that I'm knowing more about you, I am really, like, I'm really
So
feeling that
I
you're,
would.
yeah.
So even today, if I tell them, that in my school days I was a kind of a girl that nobody even knew me. Literally, I had no friends. I had to sit with a random group in my, during those lunch breaks, because I literally had no friends. But then, when I share all these stories, I think it is easier to listen to them, that okay, it is possible. But I tell them, don't listen to me. Just try it out on your own.
Right.
Don't think ki hoga ki nahi hoga. Just try it on, because there's a bahut sare success stories. If you listen to them, it happens that they were not confident, then they became confident, or if they were like not perfect, and then they reached to a good level. But rather than listening to these things, I would say go and try it out, and verify it for yourself. Don't listen to me that this happened with me, so it will happen to you. No, it will happen to you irrespective of whether it happened to me or not.
Right. So Urvashi, along with your business and everything, I guess you tackle with a lot of students and trainees as well. You take a lot of session. So when you meet all this new trainees, whether it is corporate people, whether it's common like housewives, students, whether it's people who are pursuing engineering, all these kind of students that you meet, what kind of common questions that you often come across? What kind of questions they ask you?
I think you address this issue that it is very difficult to get them to speak up, and this fear of speaking up is the biggest issue these days. Even when you're taking interview, I think the most frustrating part is when the candidate doesn't answer. I said, a lot of time they are like, oh, I was not comfortable speaking in English, and hence I didn't speak. A lot of time it was I didn't know the answer, isliye I didn't speak. I said, whatever is the issue, at least communicate those things to anyone you feel like. People are afraid to ask a doubt. People are afraid to justify themselves. People are afraid to speak about anything. They're not. They don't. I mean, it's maybe because we're never taught these things, that how to communicate about ourselves and to speak up. So I think that's always been an issue. And even the questions are in the similar line, that how do I tell him? Even if today they have to write an email to someone, they would text me, how do I write an email? So obviously it's not that because I'm a communication skills trainer saying that, but yes, communication has been a barrier, and much of it is because of English. I don't know, it's fear of judgment or something, but people are not comfortable speaking in English, and that's the reason that I shifted towards training English. I'm not an English certified trainer. I was not an English certified trainer. Now I am, but the reason I stepped into this is because people have this issue, and I've seen a lot of people with who have confidence of public speaking, but the moment you tell them that you have to give a speech in English, they would step back, or they would fumble, or all those things. So I feel a lot of time, like you said, they are talented, but they're not speaking up. One of the reason for not speaking up that I could pinpoint is the language barrier, and the second, I think, is a fear of judgment. So and third one also, actually, what I feel is because we don't know how to frame our opinion, and we rely on someone else's opinion. So if someone else told me, Urvashi, your dress is not good, we consider that as the golden sentence. She said it, that means my dress is not good, instead of having my own opinion that okay, you feel it that way, but I feel my dress is good. So in all respect, forming our opinion and speaking it up. So that's the issue that I think I've received, and I've observed in my
Right.
experience so far.
And mostly people feel that they have to speak in English. It's not like situation is not same for everybody. Maybe you're going for a job where you just need to speak up, not in English. Even I remember I had a very good student of mine. He wanted to pursue a career in politics. So when he used to speak in Marathi or Hindi, he was unstoppable. But he was with me for English learning. So he only faced problem in English, and he felt that he was not good enough. So English is not a like a lot of people say that English is not a it doesn't give you the confidence. I tell my lot of students that English doesn't give you confidence. It's just a language, and you should learn it. And along with that, there is a stigma around this personality development, soft skills, English. There is a stigma around that. Maybe you might have felt as well, that a lot of people feel that you are a English teacher. A lot of people told me as well that, so are you a teacher? Oh, तो तुम English पढ़ाते हो? Trust me guys, it takes a lot. It is more than that. We know it more. It is more than that, because you are mentoring a person. Their whole career is on in your hands, and when a student comes up and says that they got a promotion, or maybe they got a job, you feel like it's a victory for you. Right. And suddenly then you have this feeling, though we are quite young in this particular field, but suddenly you have this feeling of, a elder person. It does not matter what is the age of your student. So, Urvashi, I have seen that you have your YouTube channel as well, where you teach people about all this stuff. In your Instagram stories and post as well, you teach people about all this stuff. So, what are those? What you can tell our audience who are watching, or your audience who are going to watch this particular video, that what are those things, that what are the steps that they can take on their own without any personality development soft skills trainer. Definitely guru is must. They tell you to where to go, as you said, they give right direction to that stair which you are climbing. But on their own, what kind of thing they can develop in themselves to overcome these kind of fears?
Okay. So, one of the very easiest step that I could give you is take up a sales job. And I guess you would agree with me that because sales would force you to do things that you think you can't do it. Like, they would make you go for a meeting with client. Okay. And that time you have to know how to dress up. You have to know how to pitch your product. You have to know how to negotiate and convince someone. You would be more comfortable talking on call. That means you'll know how to use voice modulation, all of those things. So even though it's like apne hi pair pe kulhadi marna, but I do say that go for, instead of going for a personality development class or a soft skills class, take up a sales job. Okay. And I also have done that. I also took a sales job with the only intention because I was not comfortable speaking on call. For public speaking, I had joined Toastmasters, but for speaking on call, I was still not comfortable. So I took up a sales job, and that too in a startup where I was exposed to all three fields, from lead generation to closing to post product service, all of that. So the key over here is to go and do things. It is only then that you will understand. And kai bar when we say that do things, they just do it without even understanding what they are doing. So when you're doing it, also analyze what is happening, how good am I with it, and always think about growing. So when I had to make a video, I was so nervous. I almost backed out, that no, I'm not comfortable making videos at all. But what my mentor told me is that let's assume that your first 21 videos are going to be bad no matter what. No matter how much you prepare, you join a class, whatever you do, your first 21 videos are going to be bad. What are you going to do now? Are you never in your life going to make videos? Or are you just going to make 21 bad videos and then at least make a good one on 22nd? So it's just that way in your life. You have to accept first two failures to reach to a good level. So I'm glad that I did that. And honestly, my first few videos are so terrible, but right now most of the opportunities that I've got is through my videos. People watch my video and then they give me an offer. So if I had not listened to that back then, I don't think I would have been able to get the assignments that I have today in my hand. So go ahead, do it. It's okay if you fail. And the same advice was given by my mentor to someone else, but her even 32nd, 34th videos are not good. The reason is because she's just making them. She's not thinking about, okay, I saw my previous video, now do I need to change something, or asking people for reviews. Okay, what do I need to improve? Is it okay? So you have to do it on continuous basis. Even if you have like 100k subscribers, you people still do that. If you see over the time, they are improving their quality of videos. So with any profession, with take up yourself as a project, and think about how you can keep growing in it, and just experiment with it. Try, learn, relearn.
Right, right. Because a lot of people now, everybody is probably coming on YouTube. So this is a very good suggestion for them. They just don't think, start doing it. If you feel you want to have a YouTube channel, just go for it. So even when I started my YouTube channel, I started it. The reason behind having its name as Leap is one of the reason that it talks about failure, and the second reason was I thought about the name Leap, and it was month of February, and then we had the Leap Day. So I introduced the channel on Leap Day. So I also I remember in my first video there was no proper lighting, the background was not that much fine, I was sitting way too closer to camera. But now when you are making 10 to 20 videos, it's been a lot of months, so yes, you learn, you grow. So definitely for in the first few days, and whether whatever we are going to do, let it be our job. When we first go into a job, we suck at that, but then later on, cut to 1 year, you're executive and everybody's coming and asking you questions. So there is a lot of things that I guess as a career strategist, as a trainer, as a mentor, not only you are teaching people on that sense. Like yesterday only I was watching your Insta live, and I was looking at it, and everybody, you guys can also go and follow her on Instagram and see she has a lot of live sessions going on. So I saw that you talked about that now you also take free sessions as well if you have time as such, because people are free at their home, so you take free sessions as well. So that is a very commendable thing. I just went to that live and I heard that, and I wanted to bring that guys, any kind of help you need from her, any kind of questions you have regarding to your
Yeah.
career, regarding to your personality, you can go and
Currently,
ask her.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes,
Currently,
please.
I'm giving a free resume consultation. So if anyone wants, their resume to be reviewed, I of course cannot give in length suggestions to everyone, but I have a glance at it and I send a simple voice note as to which direction do you need to move towards, how a recruiter would perceive your resume. So I'm doing that for free, but it takes some time to reply. I'll be very honest. So don't come to me at the end moment that I have an interview tomorrow. Can you review my resume? But please, if you want, you can definitely send it, and within 2-3 days, I'll be happy to get back to you and help you with this, because COVID-19, with the situation which is going on currently, market is slightly shrinking. A lot of people have laid off. So it is very important that you at least use this time at your hand to make a good resume, so that when the job market open, then when there's a opportunity, you're ready to strike. So
Right,
yeah, that's what.
absolutely
If you
right.
need any help, you can connect with me.
Yes, and I'm going to mention all the description, her Instagram link, her YouTube link, and whatever kind of description link you guys need to get in touch with her. I'm going to mention in the video description. So please don't forget to check that and go and follow her, ask her question. Please ask a lot of questions. We mentors love questions. We love, when
Yes.
people are coming and asking help. So yeah, feel free to do that. So now Urvashi, now that we are going toward the end of this particular session, just I wanted to, so there is a interesting question, two interesting questions that I'm keeping saved for the last round. So there is a rule called the 6 word rule, which was given by Ernest Hemingway, which who says that he used to say that we can sum up our life in just 6 words. Like whatever the situation you have in your life, you can sum up in 6 words. So if you have any success mantra that you can give our audience in just 6 words, what it could be?
Okay. So there's actually a combination of 2-3 words success mantra, which I think would summarize all the things like you said. I've been meaning to say. One is make it happen. Okay, and the second one is just do it. So these two combined is the success mantra that I have followed. Instead of waiting for things to happen to you, or instead of waiting for the opportunity, if you want to achieve something, go get it. And only way to do it is just do it. Don't worry whether it will turn out to be good, whether it will be the right method. And especially for young people, you have time at your hand, right? So use that and just do it. So those uh, 6 words would be something that I can give
Right,
them.
so
Make it
just,
happen, just do it.
yeah, just keep this in your mind after watching this video. Make it happen and just do it. And Urvashi, there is one signature question that I ask every guest who comes up in this particular LeapX Leader show. So the question is about, the whole channel is about talking about failure, normalizing the failure. I do not go to any kind of celebrity and ask them to interview. I always look for people, like you. You have created yourself, that people are coming to you, giving you sessions, attending sessions. So you have created your own brand. So I always look after to the people who have created themselves, because they have a failure story. So any moment in your life where life thrown you way back, that you felt that, yeah, nothing is going to happen, everything is going wrong as per my plan, but then you took a high jump, you took a leap in your life?
Yes. So I think there were multiple such events. The biggest one was, like I mentioned, the time that I lost my first job and I had got first backlog in my engineering. So that was a time because I thought I'm jobless now. Suddenly I'm jobless. So that was time that I was really sad. And then, like I said, I took a leap to uh, build my own career instead of waiting and going with the flow. Like a lot of people say, I'll just go with the flow. I took things in my hand. So that was the first moment. And then there were multiple moments while starting up my own business, because my first business, I don't think anybody knows about it, was Ripple to Wave. It was, I didn't even really started. I just had all the brochures and everything made. And then I went there, I realized, oh my god, I don't have any selling skills. So I went and learned that. Then I when I started with personal excellency, I actually had in mind that I want to take a long term program. Then when I stepped into the market, I realized no institutes want to take a long term program. They want 1 day, 2 day session. So I actually spent 3 months designing that 3 month program. That, okay, which day which skill will be taught, how it will be linked, entire curriculum for it, all of that, and only to realize that people don't want that. So that was again the point that felt that, oh my god, I'm lost again. Now what do I do? But then you have to change with the market, and then you have to make it work, make it happen. So that was again a moment. And then the third part was when I went and I wanted to pitch my training programs. Most of the people said, you're too young for it, you don't have experience, that's why we don't want to work with you. So breaking that stereotype that experience is not the only thing that is required to be a trainer. Of course, I do value experience. I think it makes person who he is. But then I'm not, okay, person is experienced, you give them more money, he has a right to charge you much higher. I'm not saying I'm equal to him, but you pay me less, you give me less opportunities or something. You don't just tell me that you can't do it. So breaking that stereotype and making people believe that don't just look at the experience, also look at the quality, was again I felt like a failure getting them how to convince it. So those were the, I think, some points where uh, I had to stop. I had to reevaluate. Okay, there is a big jump that I have to take. I have to sit and strategize how to take that leap.
Right. While you was telling us about your whole this is story, people are going to relate you so much, because now a lot of people, as you said earlier, a lot of people might be thinking that what I'm doing with my career, this is a continuous process in people's mind, that what I'm doing with my career, is this failure worth it? Like, I'm getting less salary for my profession, is it worth it? Everything is worth it. If you are stuck in your profession, everything is worth it. As you can learn from her, her struggle at a very young age, she is doing, you are doing a lot, Urvashi, that is commendable. You are doing a lot for your career, that is commendable. So definitely people are going to learn from you. And if people have any kind of question, the audience have any kind of question, where they can get in touch with you?
I think I'm active on LinkedIn and Instagram, not at all on Facebook. So it would be better if they don't connect me on Facebook. They can always, whichever site they are comfortable with. I'm active there. Just feel free to drop me a message, write in your name, and I would love to connect with you there. One more thing, like you were talking about, people feel that their profession and their salary doesn't match. So exact thing I remember happened with me, because how engineers, they usually earn really well, and my friends, the starting salary in MNCs is 25-30K, and my first opportunity that I got as a trainer was only one assignment. I had to work once a week, and it was 250 per hour. So my overall month may I was earning only 3,000 or something. So uh, but since it's once a week, I cannot even take up another job. So I had to take that decision. I had to that time this thought did come into my mind, that is it worth it? What if I just take up a job? I think I'll earn better. This, I'm just earning 3K a month. What will happen with this? So these thoughts did come into my mind. But today I'm at a level where I'm earning at par with my friends, and so I'm happy that instead of eventually, if you keep upskilling yourself, if you keep hustling, it will be worth it. So those thoughts did come to my mind, but don't let it distract you from your long term vision. Especially because we see other people doing well, so that makes us feel that I could have been doing well too. So just give at least set a limit that okay, by 3 years if I'm not able to achieve this much, then my plan
Right.
B, something like that. But don't just give it up at that moment.
When I approached you for this particular interview, and when I was writing and everything, till the moment we had this discussion, I had one thought in my mind that yeah, this is going to be an interview. But actually, because being a trainer myself, this interview is more than that to me, because being a trainer, I face a lot of stereotyping, like as I said earlier, like, are you an English trainer? People always see you as an English trainer if they don't know you properly. And then a lot of people think that maybe, it's a training kind of job, so it doesn't pays you much, or maybe it's very easy. A few days back, I was just putting one status on my Instagram, and I mentioned there, because everything was looking so nice and glittery. So like, because I'm doing my job as well as I'm doing this YouTube as well, so, and I'm doing both seriously, not just for the purpose of lockdown. So I mentioned that because I feel this for all my fellow trainers and the soft skill trainers and everybody, that people feel that it's a very glittery and simple job, which it is not.
At
Behind,
all.
not at all, behind every session curriculum, you have to make sessions, you have to make notes, and then we make sure that our students and our trainees, they don't feel anything at all. They feel as if we are their friends. So even for me as well, when I shifted, sales job pays a lot, it pays like too much. So when I left my job and I shifted to this particular job career as well, I had to travel out of the city every day by taking local train. And I was not like, I was, I guess, 3 month in engineering last year, they have training session, so I was trainer there. And my salary was half from whatever I was getting in the sales. My salary was exactly half. So it was that moment I also felt that yeah, my other friends are, earning more than me and I am not. But it's all worth it because like as you said, that once you take up on your passion, it pays you. If you belong there, if you're doing great there, it pays you definitely. It's paying her, it pays me, and if you're going to follow your passion, we wish that it is going to pay you as well. So guys, whatever question if you have regarding your career growth, as she mentioned that she's been doing a free workshop on resume writing, right? So yeah, if you
Yeah,
have,
it's not a workshop, but it's a resume consult, free resume review kind of a thing. So just drop me
yes,
your resume on my WhatsApp number, and then I'll send a voice note.
kind of training, any kind of resume, as she said, related to any query related to your resume, please get in contact with her, follow her on Instagram, subscribe to her YouTube channel, and don't forget to mention us for any questions and query. Thank you so much, Urvashi, for being on our show. I hope my audience and as well as I learned a lot along with you. Thank you so much.
I just want to take a moment and appreciate what you are doing. A similar thing is something that I wanted to do, because a lot of people hear the success stories of all successful people, but it's the real people who have real stories. So what you're doing is commendable. The kind of people you're bringing onto your show is also amazing. I saw one of your previous video, and I think I did learn a lot from their stories also. So if you just listen to it, I think it's sort of like a conversation that you're having with your people, and people should be interested in those conversations. So kudos to what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am glad.